Kahalo Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Baharakah Kadash, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Baharakah Kodash Barakathum, double honors to our apostles who are elders who rule well. Blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. Also, I would like to say double honors to our elders, which are of GMS. I want to say that specifically. And also another blessed salutation to the innumerable multitude that are the wheat, are among the wheat, that are amongst tares, that are doing this truth and sincerity. Today I want to do this lesson, man, that I was, meditating on through the spirit, man, of something that's, real personable, but I think it's very important and worthy to share with the flock. Okay, so we're going to start off with a precept here before we get into anything. We're going to go into Genesis chapter 4, verse 9. It says, "And the Lord said unto Cain, Where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?" Okay? And even though the answer wasn't said to the Most High, because Abel, he replied, your brother's blood crieth unto me. We are our brother's keeper. And it don't mean delegation all the time. It doesn't mean giving money all the time. It means sacrificing yourself, going into Tobit when, let's get it, man, in Tobit chapter 4, when it speaks of alms. Okay? So when you go into Tobit, Slakia, because this wasn't in my slew of precepts, but I think it's important to get. When you go into Tobit chapter 4, verse 7, I'll start at 6. It says, "For if thou deal truly, thy doings shall prosperously succeed to thee, and to all them that live justly. Give alms of thy substance. And when thou givest alms, let not thine eye be envious, neither turn thy face from any poor, and the face of the Most High shall not be turned away from thee." Because we all have plights that we're going through, and throughout today, a lot of us brothers was just dialoguing and communing within the flock, and was talking about our plights. And then, we can give advice, but certain advice helps. Instead of saying, hey, you should have did this, or you ought to did that. That's cool, but when you give that true energy of going through it, and I'm gonna get the scripture, sorrowing like you're sorrowing for yourself. If that was me in that position, how much energy would I put towards it? Now, like the scriptures say in verse 7, Tobit 4 and 7 says, "Give alms of thy substance, and when thou givest alms, let not thy eye be envious." Salakia, I want to go to verse 8. It says, "If thou hast abundance, give alms accordingly. If thou hast but a little, be not afraid to give according to that little." So again, see here if I can catch the definition of alms. So I'm going to go into the etymology of the word alms. Okay, alms is, as a noun, it says charitable relief of the poor, especially as a religious duty. Also that which is given to relieve the poor or needy. Almsgiving, act of relieving the needy. Okay, an early borrowing of vulgar Spanish, pity, mercy, alms. From Elios, pity, mercy. So alms ain't automatically money all the time. It's pretty much you giving up your showing mercy. As a statement that I always make, harmony is not empathy, it's apathy. So always, just because you get along with everybody, you're giving hearty salutes and you're always complimenting brothers, that don't mean that you're sincerely giving an effort towards relieving somebody of their adversity. Things gonna be all right. Oh, you got this, because the scriptures speak on that. We're gonna get those verses also, and to pretty much, let's get the scripture, man. We're gonna go into Salakia, see here. We're going to go into Sirach chapter 37 and 12. It says, but be continually with the godly man whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry. You know, so we supposed to, you know, when somebody's going through it, you shouldn't be like, you know, on that, damn, that's crazy. Oh man, but you knew you could have did a little bit more. But you feel like a damn, that's crazy would suffice. And if you go into the 1 Peter's chapter 2 and not 1 Peter's, I'm gonna use that. That's not on the list, right? Or what is on the list, but it's not the order I want to use. In St. James chapter 2 and 14, going through to 20, it describes that. So in James 2 and 14, it says, what doth it profit, my brethren, though a man say if he have faith and have not works, can faith save him? If a brother or sister is naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body, what doth it profit? So yeah, it sounds good to say, man, my prayers are with you, my heart goes out to you. Like Dave Chappelle said in one skit a while ago, it says, yeah, you're gonna be okay, keep your chin up. It's like, oh, that was my problem. My chin was a problem. It's not my chin, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That type of concept. So even though it seems like a kind gesture, it's really a lazy gesture. It's really the bare minimum. It's easy to tell somebody and delegate, well, you should have did it like this, or you should do it like this. You know, instead of sorrowing with that person and saying like how, yeah, it don't mean that you got to baby somebody. But at the same time, you have to have mercy and pity towards that person. Understand, like, we're human. You be frustrated when you go through things. You know what I'm saying? So to hop in that mud with that person and pull that cow out of the ditch with that person, and then you can say, hey man, what the fuck were you doing? Why you let this happen? Instead of walking by and pulling over and sticking your head out of the truck, hey man, what the fuck you doing? How you let next time you need to do this, and then you drive off. Hey man, I'm gonna pray for you. That's a difference, man, because at the end of the day, when you're going through it alone, you're going to feel alone. And advice don't help. You know, and as another example I can give is, you know, when that good old feeling when you're moving something for a woman, and you're trying to get this big couch into this small doorway, and she say, well, if you twist it like this, and what if you twist it like that? Even if that person has good advice, in your mind, like, just shut the fuck up. Because you're not helping. You don't know how heavy this motherfucker is. And the fact that the weight of this is slowing the mind down. So that's when you sorrow with somebody, you're actually going through it with them. You're actually getting in that mud with them and doing what you can, not, you know, overextending yourself and not underextending yourself. But you're giving what you can sincerely give with the intentions of that person succeeding, not looking for anything in return, but you just want your brother to succeed, you know. And through the plights that we go through, you know, the Lord just put on the spirit and say, you know, even though these are carnal things, such as, you know, whatever, I don't want to expose anybody's business or my business. Even though these are carnal things, the Lord said, it ain't about these carnal things. I want y'all to build the skills to work together because I put y'all together. You know what I'm saying? He put us, every camp that's across the four corners of this earth that are of the Lord's elect, he didn't put us together for nothing. He put us together so we can work together. So why should any of us go through anything as individuals? The Lord didn't put Aaron with Moses for nothing. You know, he didn't put Yahushua with the disciples for nothing. You know, look how Yahushua treated, if anybody, look how Yahushua treated the disciples, washed their feet. You know, he sorrowed with them. He travailed with them. He went through it with them. And they did with him. And they all produced the same. We all got to do things that are towards the prophecy of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But there's things outside of hitting the highways that brothers need help on. You know, and again, it's them arms ain't all about money all the time. That is really putting yourself to the side, putting your comfort zone to the side, and again, jumping. They see that brother pulling the ox out of this. Okay, I hit the highways with him. Oh, bro, I'm gonna pray for you. I hope you're all right. Or dang, you're trying to, get in that mud with him and do what you can. If you don't got time, go call somebody. Go chain you got a chain, get a rope. Here's my chain. Here's my favorite chain. I don't want to let you know, and help the proper way. Instead of just doing the bare minimum, because it don't help. At the end of the day, it's vain. Well, I'll take that back, because prayer is not vain. But just as the scriptures say, it tells you in James that it says in 2:16, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body. What doth it profit? What's the point? If you can help and you just tell somebody, I pray for you, or give them good advice, some of us aren't you to just apply advice. You got the time to do it, get up and do it. Don't just point them and delegate somebody all the time. And this is what I learned, man. Delegation ain't gonna cut through to nobody's brain if they don't feel like you gonna ride with them. It's very hard to do that, because it's hard to trust your judgment when you don't feel what I feel. So whatever problem a brother has, you're supposed to take it as though that's your problem. Because again, the Lord didn't put us together to not be together. All right? And what if somebody fall out? Then that don't mean, but they're in the truth. Anybody can fall out the truth, but while you're in the truth, you're supposed to treat them like a brother. They're here now, you treat them like a brother, so when they leave or they depart, they can't hold an accusation against you. Because this all goes to the glory of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. We're a body. Okay? So verse 17, it says, James 2:17, it says, even so faith, if it have not works, is dead being alone. Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee that my faith by my works. So even though this is talking about faith, it's still in reference to, okay, what we have faith in? That the scriptures say, a cord thrice strong is not hardly broken. When you go into First Peter chapter 2 verse 17, it says, honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear the Most High, honor the King. That stuff is easier said than done, and we can't be playing like it's just easy as said, unless you don't have no empathy towards what that brother's going through, because ain't nobody you. I could just say, man, all you got to do is this. But you don't know. That brother never did it before, so anxiety's kicking in. He don't know. You got to sit there and do what you can. You don't got to baby nobody. But at the same time, you never did this before, or that person never did this before. Help them. Help them towards accomplishing the goal the proper way without overextending yourself. Nobody said if that person needs to do something that costs 50% energy, and you only got 25% that you can spare, you spare that 25 genuinely. Just as a woman paid her tithes genuinely, and she gave all that she could to her might. And that's the same way we're supposed to do to each other, instead of just saying Godspeed, or, yeah, man, you need to do this and do that, But sometimes it is advice, but it's just you taking time out and talking to that person, or just doing the decent due diligence that person deserves, as though it was you. We are our brother's keepers. And that's to everybody, man. I humbly say, because we're working on ourselves. We die daily. So some brothers may do it, call Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and I say the water for all brothers. But I'm not gonna act like or be over humble and act like everybody's doing it. If you're offended, go and check yourself, man. But we're here for each other, and we're supposed to act like so. We can't just be here when we hit the highways and then leave, and brothers be in place and you be knowing it, and all you can give them is, man, you should have did it like this, or, oh man, I'm gonna pray for you, or like, when you pray for that person, you're supposed to pray like it's you going through that, man. We're supposed to sorrow for those as though we're going through it. And that would give you, it wouldn't feel like a task. It wouldn't feel like you're going out your way. Because if you got a flat tire, you're going to fix it. But if somebody else got a flat tire and you're not sorrowing with them, it feels like a task. Oh, let me get up and help this guy, man. You're always doing this and this. No, man, just do what you can. Now, if you got to work a 12-hour shift and you got to, to the point that you in a situation where you going out there on help however you can help, sincerely, and that's what something I've learned, sit there and you got brothers that may struggle in certain areas, and why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And then just brothers are not responding. You know why? And the Lord told me, why brothers ain't responding? Because you ain't putting enough energy in there, and you don't know what they're going through. Sure, it's like, why don't you do it like this? Why don't you do it like that? We're in the flesh. We're in these bodies, bro. Frustration happens. Confusion happens. Anxiety happens. Ain't nobody Superman. Sure, you can look at somebody from the outside and say, why don't you do it like this? But you don't know what a person is going through within these bodies. The spirit warf against the flesh, right? We know that. So let's not act like we don't know when somebody's going through something and not have the patience and the consideration to help brothers genuinely out of it with the resources that we have. Again, not overextending ourselves or underselling ourselves, but putting forth the effort. And lastly, the Lord put us together. We're supposed to work together. There's no way that we're not supposed to help each other, and that any brother should feel alone. The Lord said we should go out 2 and 2. Elijah complained about, in the situation of being alone. So he's letting you know that that's an actual feeling. So when you're going through plights and nobody helps, all they do is say prayers up, or I got you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even a personal call outside of a prayers up, man, how you feeling? You good? Just listening. But giving a genuine effort towards helping a brother get out that plight and solving problems can go a mile away, man. Can give a brother a mile amount of strength to keep enduring. Because as the scriptures say, woe unto those who stumble at the offense or fall to the offenses, but woe unto those who cause the offensive, So if a brother fall out because you wasn't brotherly to him, he's going to get punished, but that was a stumbling block that you caused to him, so you're just as wrong as him falling out. So all you have to do is just do your sincere due diligence. Put yourself to the side, because we owe each other that. Because we all children and men and women and children of the Most High. As Yahweh Shai said, you have clothed and feed me when you have clothed and fed my sheep. So if we want, going back to Tobit, when it's talking about the alms, man, when you give them alms, it covers your sins. So when we go to pray to the Most High, when we fuck up, when it's time for us to get that grace and please, Lord, look over us, he'll look over us because he know, like, damn, I remember that time you helped him, so I'm going to help you. But when you felt like you should go to sleep, or you should spend your money over here, or you should spend your time over here instead of helping this brother, or giving sound advice instead of just not caring, say, damn, that's crazy, or prayers up, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm guilty of that, and this is why I'm doing this lesson. And I'm sure, and it goes on amongst the flock. And it's not a pointing fingers. This is just, it needs to be addressed. Because we're in a time that we're going to need each other. There's not a reason why the Lord said, it's not just a blanket statement to say honor the brotherhood, and it's not nothing behind that. It's a reason why the Lord say that, and we're going to find out why. Because when Jacob's trouble comes, the men you're going to need, you're going to know who you're going to need. The ones that the brother put, the brothers that the Lord put around us and within the fold, we're going to need. Now, everybody got to come through their fire on their own, You know, it don't exonerate you from fucking up. But if a brother put forth the energy to help that brother not fuck up and he still fuck up, now that's on you at that point. You know, but that whole nature, yeah, be a man, toughen up. You got, like, bro, come on now. Come on now. You worry, you doubt, you fear. That don't make you no bitch. It's just you in these bodies. Now, once you overcome, you'll stop having that weak nature. But the scriptures say put off that weak nature, but we're supposed to help each other put off that weak nature. You know, some brothers need more help than others. And the brothers that, if you strong in nature, will help somebody else be strong. That'll make more strong men to create an environment of strength. You know? So that's pretty much all I want to share, you know, through the spirit, man. What I want to say is call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you know, for giving us the brothers and giving us brothers, because brothers are valuable, man. You know, as I said, you know, through many experiences of what I've wasn't competent in and what I've done and what I've received from brothers, I'm recognizing the importance of putting yourself to the side to help those that are next to you. Sure, I got something going on, as we all do. So that does not exonerate me or anybody else from not putting yourself to the side for the betterment of the flock. You know? So with that being said, I want to say, call Allah, Yahbashim Yahshai, Bahara Kokadash, Yahbashim Yahshai, Bashim Kokadash, Barakatham, Dabana Side Apostle, our elders who rule well. Blessed citation to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth, sincerity. Shalom.